They really don't understand how things work. Huh? See, God has put people through tests. He's put them through phases, and He's given them instructions on what to do and how to move regarding you. Because I would say regarding their lives, they have revolved their whole lives around you. So He's given them instructions regarding you to leave you alone, to move on with their lives, and to simply be a good person. But sometimes this is asking a little bit too much of these type of people. See, they didn't care about what God had to say, and they act like they still don't care about what He's saying at the moment. That's why He's not talking anymore. That's why God is showing people, especially the know-it-all type, right? Can't believe it till they see it. And these are these type of people, right? You tell them something, oh no, I got it, I'm good. You tell them something, oh yeah, I know, I got it, oh yeah, right? Everything's always, yeah, I got it, oh yeah, I got it. But as soon as God puts people in certain positions, financially, spiritually, mentally, now all of a sudden it's boo-hoo, right? Woe is me. Everything is so bad. Look at me. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. Right? Now they're the person that is the main source of empathy and sympathy. Right? Everybody has to give them that care and concern that they didn't care to give other people, which is why they're not receiving it. See, when God tells you to do something, He tells you to do something for a reason. And the reason is because this is how things work. Before we were created, He already had a way and a law of how to move and what to do. And before we were created, He already had plans for us on how to treat people, how to multiply, how to grow. But some people just don't get it until they get it. And they act like they're dealing with a person when really they're dealing with Lord Jesus and the Most High God. They act like they're dealing with a nobody when really they're dealing with a chosen vessel of the Most High God. They act like they're not hurting in life when really they wake up every day hiding their health problems from their friends and family, right? They act like everything's okay and everything's fine when really their wife is about to kick him out because they're not putting forward for the rent, because they're falling off. It seems like no matter what they do, they continue to fall harder, right? Their aura is dropping. And it seems like no matter what they do, they continue to drop even farther, get even weaker, right? Get even more lonely, get even more depressed, right? Does that sound familiar? Have you ever been through something like that and wondered why you're going through it in such a random phase in your life where everything's going good and then all of a sudden different mental and spiritual, feelings and attacks start to veer into your life? But no, you didn't complain. You kept it pushing. Now you're back happy. Funny how that works, huh? Evil people never prosper. And this is why God is saying, who do they think they are? And how do they think things actually work? Because they obviously don't understand that you can't be broken, right? You can't be mimicked. You can't be stolen from, because that is like mimicking, stealing, and breaking God, and that will never happen. It will never be the case. These people are wishing for something that they will never receive. These people are trying to play God as if they created the universe or they created the world, but they didn't create anything. These people don't have an ounce of creativity in them. Because if they did, they wouldn't be so focused on you, chosen ones. You know what I'm saying? If they did, they would be chasing their dreams and excelling at whatever they choose to do, other than being a hater, other than being a backstabber, right? Other than being a weak man, right? Or a shady woman. You know what I mean? They didn't have time to do any of these things. They didn't have character, to go about attracting anything good. They didn't have creativity to get it out the mud and make something out of nothing in a positive way, right? They didn't have closeness to the Most High God enough to humble themselves and just say, hey, I may not have this or may not have that, but I know what you can add everything to me. I can't go wrong with you, right? They didn't even think that far. They were cool just having them and their group of buddies, witches and warlocks with the same evil energy, evil aura as them, right? The same bad relationships, bad connections, and fake friends as them. Because fakes only want to be around fakes. This is why they hated you, because you were too real, right? You don't want to sit up in their face and basically lie to them by pretending to be entertained or attracted to whatever they were speaking about, because it was nonsense, right? You didn't want to put on a front and act like you cared about nonsense or miscellaneous conversation or behavior, because you didn't. And there's nothing wrong with that, because now you see the things that you chose to care about and put time and energy into are becoming flourished, and they're flourishing in a major way. They're becoming prosperous, and they're prospering in a major way, because it's God's hands that are on your projects. It's God's hands that are on your life. It's God's hands that are on your destiny. It's Him that created you and made your destiny, right? And it's Him that gave you the understanding that these people don't have. See, these people never wanted to learn. So their emotional maturity stopped at a very young age, which is why they're grown men and grown women bouncing around like little kids, little children, seeking attention, right? Seeking to do little mischievous things that people do before they have even learned how to be a grown-up, learn how to, maneuver and basically be a person. Because you can't blame a young person for doing it, because how do you know till you know? But when you're like 40 years old and people keep pointing you up to the source and you just don't want to listen, you're like 50 years old, 60 years old, and people keep showing you the truth. God keeps showing you the truth. The truth keeps on going right before your eyes to where you can see it. But you don't want to listen because you're different, right? Because you run things, right? Because you know so much and you know so many people, right? Well, where did these people get you? Where did they get you? All these people walk around depressed, don't want to take care of themselves, think that their money can save them, even though their bank account is drowned and drained and deprived, right? Which I wouldn't wish on anybody. But God is allowing these people to go through this because these are the same people that wished it on you. These are the same people that were so focused on what you had going on, not to be a part of it, but to destroy it, not to be a part of it, but to downplay it, to down talk it, right? To act like it's not as positive as it actually is. And that's literally like acting like the God that we serve is not as great as He actually is. Because whatever you do and whatever work that you partake in, you're constantly pointing up to Lord Jesus. You're constantly giving praise to the Most High God. So people coming up against that is a slap in the face to God, which they can never reach His face, but it's a hypothetical type of thing towards disrespectful, right? All their attempts to veer you off your path are veering them off their path that they will never be able to bounce back from. Their pride and their ego got them into this. See, they didn't want to take time to just simply be a human being. They were so focused on the next human being and trying to be a carbon copy of them that they didn't even want to grow into what they need to grow into. And at that, trying to destroy you failed. Trying to hate on other people's light and other people's blessings ended up coming back around full circle and tarnishing their energy. And the cherry on top is disobedience to the Most High God, because people treat people certain ways, and God knows they're human. But that's a person coming to you telling you to do something, and you're another human with free will. So people make mistakes, people do this, they do that. But when God comes to people in dreams and they still don't listen, when God sends things and disasters into these people's lives, financially and physically and spiritually, and they still don't listen, right? God sends people to tell them that they're married to and that they're, overseen as far as taken care of in some way or shape or form, and they still didn't listen, right? God got disease and brought famine and brought all these, negative things into their lives, letting them know what it was for and what it was about, and they still didn't listen. So now they're backed into a corner, and it's just them and God.